May the 9th, 2024 started off as just another day for Gangster Granny Deborah Mason. But little did she know, she was about to be arrested and taken into custody and put on trial. Every move she made was being watched and tracked by investigators waiting to apprehend her once and for all.
What's going on?
Right. Yeah. Sit there for me.
Yeah, what's going on?
Right, so the search warrant. The moment in time you're under arrest for concern and supply of Class A. You do not have to say anything but may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something which you make sure we're allowed in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Necessity is prompt and effective investigation and to prevent loss of evidence.
Okay.
Right.
This is not a story about hardened criminals hiding in the shadows. It's about a grandmother who turned her family into drug couriers and made millions while claiming benefits. Behind the doors of an ordinary home in North London, a woman in her 60s led one of the most organised cocaine operations the UK has seen in years. The scale was massive, the planning was precise, and the people she recruited were the ones who should have trusted her most. What unfolded shocked investigators, prosecutors, and even the judge. This is the true story of Deborah Mason, Britain's drug-dealing grandmother. Deborah Mason was 65 years old when police arrested her in the spring of 2024. From the outside, she looked like an ordinary grandmother from North London, but behind closed doors, she was running one of the most organised, female-led drug trafficking networks in the country. Over just 7 months, Mason and her inner circle moved nearly a metric ton of cocaine across the UK. The street value was estimated at over £80 million. What made this case stand out wasn't just the sheer scale of the operation, it was the people at the heart of it. Deborah Mason didn't turn to hardened criminals or distant associates. She built her drug network using those closest to her. Her own children were directly involved, not just as bystanders, but as trusted couriers and organisers. Their romantic partners were pulled in too, forming a tight inner circle. Even Mason's older sister played a key role in transporting drugs. To complete the network, she brought in a longtime family friend, turning trusted personal relationships into working roles in a criminal enterprise. This wasn't a cartel made up of strangers. It was a coordinated, family-run drug operation, with each member playing an active part in moving hundreds of kilos of cocaine across the country. The loyalty that should have held the family together was instead exploited to build a drug empire. Deborah Mason lived in Tufnell Park, North London. She received more than £50,000 in state benefits during the same period she was running this operation. She recruited her 3 daughters, her son, her sister, and their partners to deliver cocaine to cities across the UK, including Birmingham, Leicester, Bristol, Bradford, Cardiff, and South London. They used encrypted apps like Signal to stay under the radar, believing the platform would shield their movements from police scrutiny. Some deliveries happened in broad daylight. Others took place during what looked like innocent family day trips, with children sitting in the back seat while blocks of cocaine were being dropped off. The group operated with a false sense of security, despite the well-publicized downfall of other criminal networks following the breach of EncroChat. They assumed their communications were untouchable. But as investigators would later prove, no messaging app could hide the scale of what they were doing forever. The Metropolitan Police launched their investigation in April 2023 after receiving a tip-off. Officers began tracking Mason's movements. One of the key moments came when they watched her drive to Harwich at 4:30 in the morning to pick up a shipment. She then returned home within the hour. It was a short trip, but one that confirmed she was handling significant quantities of drugs herself. Mason didn't just direct the group. She also funded a lifestyle most pensioners could only dream of. She bought a Bengal cat she named Ghost and splashed out on a £400 Gucci collar and lead for her cat. She had the cat's name engraved in solid gold. She took trips to Dubai and Bahrain and booked some cosmetic surgeries in Turkey. Police found receipts for designer furniture for her garden, other luxury goods, and cash transfers to her associates. She was known within the group as Queen Bee, a title she appeared to take seriously. In court, prosecutors said Mason led every aspect of the operation. She paid her couriers more than £1,000 per delivery run. The scale of the operation was clear, over 55 trips in total, moving roughly a metric ton of high-purity cocaine. Mason's daughter, 29-year-old Roseanne Mason, acted as her deputy. When Mason travelled abroad, Roseanne stepped in. She managed deliveries, collected cash, and made arrangements for childcare while still coordinating drug runs. She personally made 7 trips, moving at least 166 kilograms of cocaine. She was sentenced to 11 years in prison. Another daughter, 30-year-old Demi Bright, only made 1 delivery trip, but it was a big one. She transported 60 kilograms of cocaine in a single 2-day journey. She brought her children along for the ride. She also helped recruit a family friend into the network. She received 11 years as well. Demi's sister, 26-year-old Lily Bright, played a more active role. She completed 20 separate delivery trips, moving nearly 200 kilograms of cocaine. On multiple occasions, she traveled with her own child in the car.
Relax. Calm down. Why? There's babies in it. Can you please be careful, please? Yeah, we will be. There's literally a load of babies in it. Please be careful. Please be careful. Please be careful.
No worries at all.
Please be careful. What the f***?
So, madam, the police officers, we've got a warrant here, okay? Under Section 8 of PACE, all right? So that gives us the power to enter and to search and arrest persons within, okay?
Okay.
Just relax. No harm's going to come to you, okay?
Police also discovered a small amount of cocaine for personal resale in her home. She was sentenced to 13 years. Mason's son, 24-year-old Reggie Bright, made at least 12 trips, transporting 90 kilograms of drugs. He collected wages and handled logistics. The court heard he had been a long-time cocaine user and suffered a brain injury connected to drug use. Despite this, he remained active in the conspiracy and was jailed for 15 years. Reggie's partner, 31-year-old Demi Kendall, completed 15 trips and moved close to 100 kilograms. Like others in the family, she often had a toddler with her during deliveries. She also admitted to helping recruit couriers. She received 13.5 years. Mason's older sister, Tina Golding, was 66. She made at least 4 deliveries and was paid £10,000 for her role. She was sentenced to 10 years. The family friend, 44-year-old Anita Slaughter, was recruited late into the operation. She completed 1 trip and distributed 55 kilograms across 4 locations. She was sentenced to 13 years. Another key figure, 23-year-old Chloe Hodgkin, partner of Lily Bright, was also found guilty. Her sentencing has been postponed due to pregnancy. In total, 8 members of the group were sentenced to a combined 106.5 years in prison. All were found guilty of conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. The Crown's lead prosecutor said the case revealed a shocking level of coordination inside a single family. This was not a loose association. This was a structured business. Deborah Mason gave orders, paid wages, and set rules. The rest carried them out. The group's communications were traced through the encrypted app Signal. Police recovered over 7,500 messages, including direct orders, updates about deliveries, and attempts to erase digital trails. One message showed Mason bragging about cash profits and forecasting £90,000 by the end of the year. Another revealed that couriers were paid in full, even when police surveillance was suspected, just to keep them loyal. The money funded lavish purchases and holidays, but Mason kept her state benefit payments flowing. In the UK, state benefits are government payments meant to support people who are unemployed, on low income, disabled, or caring for dependents. Mason, who lived in Tufnell Park, North London, continued receiving over £50,000 in benefits while secretly running a multi-million-pound drug operation. Investigators described it as greed, not survival. Her earnings weren't hidden behind fake businesses or shell companies. There were none. The group dealt entirely in cash, with no attempt to launder money through financial fronts. She spent the profits openly on designer goods, expensive travel, and luxury items, all while claiming to be in financial need. That gap between her declared income and her visible lifestyle helped bring her down. During the trial, Mason's lawyers tried to argue she wasn't the real mastermind. They claimed she was used as a front. The judge rejected this completely. He said Mason was in full control of her group. She wasn't a victim, she was the organizer. In court, Detective Constable Jack Crouchar said the investigation uncovered a sophisticated and profitable criminal network. He warned that this sentencing should serve as a clear message. Encrypted apps, family ties, and financial gain do not protect criminals from justice. This wasn't the work of hardened gangsters or foreign traffickers. This was a grandmother, her children, their partners, and a few close relatives, all recruited into a network that moved cocaine worth tens of millions. At its peak, the operation delivered drugs to at least 8 major UK cities, and it was done in plain sight, through cars, phone apps, and family days out. Deborah Mason is now serving a 20-year sentence in prison. Her children and sister are behind bars. Her cat, Ghost, is now in someone else's care. And the home in Tufnell Park that once operated as the headquarters of her drug empire is quiet. The case has become one of the most unusual and alarming drug conspiracies in recent British history. It shows how quickly ordinary people can be pulled into serious crime, and how loyalty, money, and silence can turn a family into a criminal enterprise. This was the rise and fall of Deborah Mason, the so-called Queen Bee, Britain's drug-dealing granny.